This is Cassandra Negley with Yahoo Sports, joined by national champion Te-Hina Paopao with the South Carolina Gamecocks. Does it feel like just yesterday that you won the championship, or does it feel like forever ago?
No, it feels like forever ago. For sure. But I just love hearing the national champion, word come out. But it's been a blessing and it does feel like forever ago.
That's fair. Dawn Staley, head coach Dawn Staley, has called that group the daycare group a lot. If you could describe this team, which is still playing phenomenally well, how would you describe this group?
The same thing, Dawn's
Yeah.
daycare. Maybe even it might be a little worse than last year. I'll tell you that.
Oh, do explain. Do tell us more.
Just with this team love to talk. During our practice, you hear a lot of, hey, coaches talking, or like, hey, pay attention, hey, this, hey, that. I think a little more this year than last year in that aspect, but there's still, the attention span's still short. So, coach got to get her point across very fast.
She had said after your win against Texas recently that you all perform and focus better when there's a number next to your opponent, so a ranked opponent. Why is that, and how do you approach that short attention span as a leader on this team?
Um, yeah, I think that's a little bit of a problem for us, especially, I think we play to our competition. And so
Mhm.
when we see that ranked number next to the team that we're playing against, our juices get flowing and, we got to perform at our best. And then when we don't see a number to it, we just, play to the level of comp and we have to do a better job as a team to be more disciplined and play to the standard, no matter if they have a number or not. And as a leader, I could also hold my team accountable to the fact that, hey, we can get knocked off no matter if they have a number next to their name or
Mhm.
if they don't. And so I have to do a better job holding my team accountable to, we have to bring our A game no matter what, because everyone wants to hunt South Carolina and everyone wants to beat South Carolina. So we just got to bring our A game no matter what, no matter if it's a ranked team or not, and that, everyone wants to hunt the hunted.
You're going to have quite a few teams hunting the hunted because you have Alabama, Oklahoma, LSU, Tennessee coming up. Very tough SEC this year. In terms of what you just talked about, how are you and the team approaching this stretch where it seems like, are going to play up to your competition?
Yeah, no, we're really excited about this stretch. Coach prepared us really well with our non-conference schedule, especially with that loss against UCLA, which we really needed, in such early in the season. And that we're just really excited for the stretch. We felt it, yesterday against Texas. And so we're calling this stretch the Gauntlet. So we're currently 1-0 in our gauntlet of a stretch. So we're just really excited and we're taking one game and one day and one practice at a time and knowing that, this stretch is gonna, help us in the long run, especially in the March Madness tournament.
Since you're calling it the gauntlet, I know a lot of teams will do something special like a belt, if you're the leading rebounder or what have you. Do you guys have anything going on if you end this gauntlet undefeated?
No, just because of how deep we are as a team, not, one person's gonna go off. It's a team effort. And so we're just gonna just keep our heads high and just knowing that this gauntlet of a stretch is gonna help us in the long run, like I just said, and it's just gonna be better for us. And it helps when you have a really good non-conference schedule.
You had mentioned the loss to UCLA. It was your first in a South Carolina uniform, which is just wild. I mean, the first for quite a few people on that team, just collegiately. It does seem like you've blossomed out of that loss, just massive wins. Can you talk a little bit about what you and the team learned from that loss that you've really put into these games since then?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely lifted something off our shoulders. The pressure, it lifted pressure off our shoulders, especially with how the narratives were pinning to us, talking about if we can have another undefeated season or like if we can stay number one. But we're a really good team to not listen to the outside noises, and that we just have to keep trusting our circle and we have to keep everything within our circle and just keep trusting the people that are in our circle, and that that loss really helped us, be who we are today. It really lit a fire under our butts and knowing that, hey, like if we don't bring our A game, that, we can get got, and we got that night. And that I think we were just really happy that we got it out in the early season, and that we know that we don't ever want to feel like that ever again.
Understandable. Um, you know, Dawn had also talked the other day about you had to figure yourself out in the beginning of the season, and now you're going to have to figure yourself out again with Ashlin Watkins and her season-ending injury. I think the interesting thing about South Carolina, though, is as you had stated, this team is so deep, and when you look down the box score, it's really balanced minutes. It's really balanced scoring. Next woman up doesn't seem like the right thing to say about this team, just because all of you perform and contribute so well. Does knowing that that's the case impact how you approach an injury when it happens like this?
Um, yeah, so I think it is type of a next woman up just because Ashlyn provided so much for us, such as shot blocking, rebounding, and scoring the ball really well, and just being that inside presence and that voice on the court for us. But she's also a voice, on the bench, and that we know that we need her, and we let her know that we need her voice because of how such of an impactful leader she is. And a lot of them have stepped up, especially our post players, because we may not be tall, our post players, but they step up to the challenge, and they've done a great job competing at such a high level and feeling that void that we miss from Ash. But we know that we appreciate Ash's voice on the bench, and that we're gonna need her in the long run, and that we're gonna play for her this season because we know that she wants us to go get that ship again.
If the national championship feels like forever ago, then choosing to join South Carolina probably feels like eras ago. You had
Decades,
said
actually.
you had said when you did that you wanted to prepare professionally and chase championships. Certainly, you being a point guard and Dawn being a WNBA point guard helps your relationship with her. But how has that growth in becoming more ready for the professional ranks gone now that you're closing in on the end of your career?
Yeah, no, our relationship has grown a lot. At first she didn't, get on me as much as she is this year. I think last year, just because we had so much, depth. I mean, we have depth this year, but she's definitely gotten on me more this year, and knowing that I need to do more for my team, and being that leader that I know that I can be, and being that scorer, and not only being known as a shooter, but being a three-level scorer as well, and playing on both ends of the court. And, she's been in my ear more this year, which I really appreciate because she's been, she's been through it all, and she knows what she's talking about. And she's been a pro. She's been, experienced everything. So when she talks, I definitely listen because, she's been doing this more than I have, obviously. But when she talks, I listen, and I, appreciate everything that she's done these last 2 years of my life.
What do you see different in yourself when it comes to becoming a better leader? Are there things you're doing differently on or off the court? Are you being more vocal or
I'm gonna say more vocal and holding my teammates more accountable. And I think they appreciate that voice that I have because I don't talk as much. So when I do talk, they listen. And I think I also lead by example. And so it helps me knowing that they have confidence in me, and that they trust me when they listen to me. And they also give me feedback as well, and they be like, hey, I didn't understand what you said here, can you explain furthermore? And it's just the way that they want to learn more about the game. And knowing that I've been in college for 5 years, that they just want to be more knowledgeable about the game and the IQ of the game, and just making the right reads, and knowing that I can help them and they can help me as well.
I know you're focused on South Carolina and winning another championship. The WNBA draft is coming up in April, and players talk a lot about compartmentalizing, separating what they're doing now for college with what they plan to do in the pros. But do you think at all about the next steps and becoming a pro and what that might look like for you?
Oh, absolutely. You know I do want to become a pro, and I do know that it comes with a lot, and that it's gonna, it's all about preparation and just getting your body right. Because I know it's a fast turnaround after season, and so I know that I'm gonna have to get my mind and my body right, and just be ready for everything that's going to come at me and just trust God's plan and knowing that He knows what He has in store for me. And I just have to pray and just believe in His plan and just trust that He knows what He's doing and just keep glorifying Him and knowing um, that I'm willing to, understand what He's going to do for me and pour into me.
We have one last question for you because you've been around professional sports for a long time. Your uncle played in the NFL. It sounds like you're very close to him and your family, but as you work towards a career in the WNBA, what are some of the biggest things you've learned from him to better understand being a professional athlete?
Um, just take one day at a time and just knowing that it's a job at the end of the day and that you have to get your job done. You have to pour into your job and you just have to show up every day and pour into your craft and just take one day at a time and just love the game and just, work hard in practice because games are fun. Practice isn't supposed to be fun, games are supposed to be fun. So just be prepared and just do what you can do and just pour into your craft daily and just always give glory to God. Always.
Well, we hope you keep having fun in games. Thank you for chatting with us. Enjoy the rest of your final season.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.